You have spent months revising and preparing, but walking into that exam hall, finding your desk, and waiting for the clock to start is incredibly stressful. Today, we are going to break down a precise, minute-by-minute protocol to control this environment. We will cover exactly what to do from the moment the timer starts to the final bell. This slide outlines the 4 pillars of exam day well-being. Before you look at a paper, you need 8 to 9 hours of sleep and a solid breakfast. Your brain burns glucose, and when you feel those inevitable nerves, reframe them as excitement, not terror. Your technical exam strategy relies entirely on this physical foundation. Your preparation won't translate to marks if your brain doesn't have the fuel to execute the plan. Step 1 begins the moment you open the paper. Do not pick up your pen. Spend the first 2 to 5 minutes strictly flipping through the pages. Exam papers always follow a standard structure. The markers generally place the most difficult, high-value questions at the very back of the booklet. As you scan, look for the topics you know best. Plan to answer those specific questions first, regardless of where they sit in the paper, to secure early marks and build momentum. Building this mental map puts you in control. You dictate the pace, rather than blindly reacting to whatever is on the next page. With your map built, you need a time budget. The golden rule here is a 1-to-1 ratio. Allocate exactly, as the timer shrinks in proportion to the points, 1 minute of time for every 1 mark available on a question. Next, you need to decode what the examiner wants. To do this, use the bug method. First, box the command word, verbs like evaluate or compare. Then, underline the key vocabulary and numerical data provided in the prompt. The final step is G. Go back and reread the entire prompt one more time to ensure you fully understand the instructions before you write a single word. This aggressive decoding process prevents a devastating mistake, writing a flawless, highly detailed answer to a question the examiner never actually asked. When you do start writing, present all your logical steps clearly. Even if you're unsure of the final answer, annotate any diagrams aimed at down your formulas. Examiners award method marks. They will give you credit for demonstrating the correct process, completely independent of whether you reach the final solution. Eventually, you will inevitably hit a roadblock. If you catch yourself staring blankly and losing track of time, fold the top corner of the page and immediately move on. That folded corner makes it easy to find the problem later, ensuring you don't waste your strict time budget trying to force an answer now. Abandoning a difficult question early locks in easy marks waiting for you later in the paper. It protects your overall score from the cascade of panic that happens when time runs short. Never leave the exam hall early. Dedicate your final 10 minutes to a systematic review. First, flip back to those folded pages. Pick a high-mark question and reattempt it from scratch in a blank space, completely ignoring your previous notes. Next, run through this checking your work slide. Confirm you've answered every question and check your spelling. Then, verify your units of measurement and ensure your working out is visible. Finally, check that extended answers address the original command word. Correcting a missing unit or adding a single forgotten formula in these final minutes is how the battle for narrow grade boundaries is won. Scan the paper, budget your minutes, move on from roadblocks, and polish your answers. You don't need to write perfect answers. You just need to accumulate mark-worthy answers by giving the examiner enough evidence to award points. Take this exact framework and apply it to your next timed mock paper. Practice these steps until they become muscle memory. Trust the hours of revision you've put in. Execute this game plan and walk into that hall in complete